Before we're doing Bismillah. Bismillah, read. Come closer, come closer. أيهم أكثر. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وأن سمرة غير منصرف بقولتا قال رسول الله إن لكل نبي حوضا. Really, for every Nabi there's a hawd, and hawd is the ism that's right, mansub, right? وَإِنَّهُمْ لَيَتَبَاهُونَ, and verily they will boast, right? So that is there's a fail, right? So لَيَتَبَاهُ أَيُّهُمْ أَكْثَرُ, which of them is more? So أَيُّهُمْ أَكْثَرُ is the maf'ul of la yatabahuna, right? Are you with me? This word also makes me think, it reminds me that it comes in Ramadan normally. Allah Ta'ala boast about to the angels about his people on the Laylatul Qadr. On Laylatul Qadr, when the people, the Muslimin, are engaged in ibadah, then Allah Ta'ala boasts to the Malaika, you said that the angels, you said that Allah Ta'ala will create people that will tasfaqud dima, will shed blood. But now Allah Ta'ala says, see, you said this mankind, insan, that Banu Adam, they will just shed blood in the land. But look at them now, what they're doing. What they are doing now? They are worshipping me fervently despite all the troubles and toils. فَيَتَبَاهُونَ مَلَائِكَتَهُمْ. So, لَيَتَبَاهُونَ أَيُّهُمْ أَكْثَرُ. They will boast which one of them is the most waridatan. So waridatan means to come to a place. Warada yaridu normally means, the original meaning is to come to a place of drinking. Like, if somebody came, an animal came, we put the right hadith on there. Yeah, if an animal comes and drinks at a pond or something, then you say warada yaridu. So the original meaning is to come to a place of drinking, but then warada means just to arrive. So here it's using the original meaning, right? وَإِنِّي لَأَرْجُو أَنْ أَكُونَ أَكْثَرَهُمْ وَارِدَةً. And verily, I hope that I will be the most from amongst them, waridan, with regards to those people who come and drink, right? رواه الترمذي وقال هذا حديث غريب. So 2-3 things we learn from this hadith. Most of the stuff we covered already. The first thing we learn from the hadith is this, that not only Nabi will have a pond, every Nabi will have a pond, and he will give to drink his respective people. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is his hope and his wish that his ummah will be the greatest ummah. Then something else I want to show you, that I did tell you this before, but wherever you see the word arju, now normally for me and you, I hope this must happen, I wish this must happen, it could happen or it couldn't happen, right? But when you see arju comes for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then the ulama say it means it is going to happen. It is going to happen. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be very proud of his great numbers on Qiyamah Day, right? That is why there are many hadiths that speak about this on Qiyamah Day. My flag will be the greatest, etc. My flags of my ummah will be the most. There's another hadith that says, "Tazawwaju al-walud al-wadud fa inni mukathirun bikum al-umama yawm al-qiyamah." That marry wadud, loving, walud. Walud means childbearing. So you must marry loving and childbearing woman. فَإِنِّي مُكَاثِرٌ بِكُمُ الْأُمَمِ. I will boast of my great numbers on the day of Qiyamah. So the ulama mentioned, also come in the kutub, how do you know that the woman is fertile, she can bear a lot of children, etc. They say you look at the father's family. You look at her, like how we say in Urdu, you say the foy, or in Urdu you say the pupi. In Arabic, so the amma, you look at the father's family, and then you'll see if they are very fertile, if they get a lot of children, etc., etc. So many a times in the past, the ulama used to have a lot of children, and people say that Morana got a lot of children because he don't have TV in his house. It's not because he don't have TV, because he's making amal upon this hadith here. You understand? That the ummah of Nabi Sallallahu must be the greatest on the day of Qiyamah. Right? لا يتباهون أيهم أكثر واردة وإني لأرجو. So you have to make that intention that you're going to marry as many wives as possible, and you're going to increase the ummah as much as possible, because you have to make the hope and the dream of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam a realization. Right, carry on, next hadith. اطلبني عمر اطلبني. فإن لم ألق it's supposed to be you got just ألقاك or ألقاك, what you got there? Yeah, let me just see that here, please. Where is it? You got فإن لم ألقاك. So the ya drops. I just want to see in this Bushra print what they got here. I'll tell you now. Yeah. So it's ألقاك. Huh? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. It is why is ألقاك? It is because um jaza. Wait, let me right. Yeah, you're right. But you're right. But in lam alqaka, if you do not meet me the when later got harf illa, it is mu'tal al akhar and come in halati jazm, then it drops off, right? So fa in lam alqaka ala sirati, right? Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وعن أنس سألت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يشفع لي يوم القيامة. I asked Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, Ya Rasulullah, will you please intercede for me on the day of Qiyamah? In other words, if my amal don't take me, my amal is not good enough, and my amal do not take me to Jannah, I want you to intercede for me. I want you to intercede for me, right? Take me that I go straight to Jannah. فقال أنا فاعل. Nabi Sallallahu as ever merciful and as compassionate. He said, Ana fa'ilun, I will do it, no problem. So I said, Qultu ya Rasulullah, fa'ayna atlubuka. Where will I find you on Qiyamah Day? There's going to be so many people, awwaleen ila akhirin, from the beginning of mankind till in, and your ummah will be so big. He said, Utlubni awwala ma tatlubuni ala sirati. Search for me, the first place where you search me is by the sirat. قال فإن لم ألقك على الصراط, if I don't find you by the sirat, قال فاطلبني عند الميزان. You look at the time of the weighing of the أعمال, right? قلت فإن لم ألقك عند الميزان قال فاطلبني إلى الحوض. Then you look at me, you find me or search for me by the house. I told you there's two houses. One is on Maidan al-Hashar, on the place of Hashar, and one is also uh, after in the Jannah. فإني لا أخطئ هذه ثلاث المواطن. I will not miss. I will definitely. Lastly means to miss or to make a mistake. So I won't miss these three. And I will definitely be in one of these three places. هذه ثلاثة المواطن رواه الترمذي وقال هذا حديث غريب. So if you want the shafaat of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you want him to intercede for you on Qiyamah Day, then you must also do, obviously you must try your best amal, and also you must practice upon the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also you must try to read as much durud, because remember, every time you recite a durud, what happens? It is mentioned to Rasulullah that so and Luqman bint Shu'aib gave durud to you. So imagine, Nabi Sallam is accustomed to hearing your name. So when he sees you on Qiyamah Day, he sees you in distress. You can't cross the Sirat. Oh, you are Luqman bin Shu'aib. You're the one that says something durud for me. Definitely I will make. Definitely I will intercede for you. Right? So that's some of the benefits also of reciting abundant durud. Read the next hadith, inshallah. من تضايقه. تفاعل يتفاعل، تضايق يتضايق، التضايق. Right. من تضايقه. فيكون أولا ما يكسى will be closed. فيؤتى بريطتين بيضاوين. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This hadith touches on several things. Some of them we pass it already, and certain things we never pass. Right. First thing, maybe I should, as I translate, I think we'll explain it, or maybe we do the explanation at the end. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وعن ابن مسعود narrated the authority of Mas'ud and in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the authority of Nabi sallam, قال, it was, he said, right, قيل له, that Ibn Mas'ud said, قيل له ما المقام المحمود. It was said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is maqam al-mahmud? This is the same thing when we make dua, Allahumma rabba hadhihi da'wati at-tamma was al-qa'ima آتي محمد الرصيد والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي. What is the maqam? The praiseworthy place, the lofty praiseworthy station. قال ذلك يوم. So Nabi Sallam says, that is the day, right? ينزل الله تعالى على كرسيه. Allah Ta'ala will descend upon his right, on his kursi, right? فَيَئِطُّ كَمَا يَئِطُّ الرَّحْلُ. So I'm going to first translate it, right? And then I'm going to explain, because there's a few things. Allah Ta'ala will descend upon his kursi. Now, if you study, we done this discussion also, that was passed in detail here in your Aqidah to Tahawiyah. The Arsh and the Kursi are two different things. The Kursi is something else, and the Arsh is something else, right? And explained here also if I remember correctly, that the Kursi is like a dome that covers on top of the Arsh, something like that, right? So some ulama say, no, the Kursi and the Arsh is the same thing. But whatever it is, it's saying here that Allah Ta'ala will descend onto the Kursi. He will sit on the Kursi, right? فَيَئِتُّ كَمَا يَئِتُّ الرَّحْلُ الْجَدِيدُ مِنْ تَضَايُقِهِ. So this is interesting. They're saying here in the next part here that if you got new leather that is still not worn out, or maybe ever you saw somebody riding a horse and now the saddle creaks when it's new saddle. One is that the leather is worn out, so it's supple, it's soft, but when it's still new, it is hard, so it creaks. They say nothing impresses a more than to hear the creak of the leather seat in the Hilux bakkie. So you know that leather there. So they're saying here, so first understand what he's saying here, then I'll give you the explanation. First, look at what the hadith is saying. So the hadith is saying that when Allah Ta'ala will come onto the kursi, so the kursi will groan under the weight of Allah Ta'ala. What he's saying, Attaya itu means like make a sound because of something heavy on it. To make a sound because of something heavy. So faya itu, so it's Attaya itu ne. Faya itu kama itu ar-rahlu, like how the saddle groans, a new saddle. Ar-rahlu, like how a new saddle groans min tadayuqihi, because it's still being stuffed, right? So first, as I told you, understand what they say in the hadith, and then we give you the explanation after that. Or rahlu, you can even translate saddle or the leather, right? Then the hadith goes on, وَهُوَ كَالسَّعَةِ. The saddle is as wide, مَا بَيْنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. What is between the sky and the earth, right? So Allah Ta'ala will come onto the kursi, right? So see what he's saying. Allah Ta'ala will sit on the kursi, and because Allah Ta'ala is so great, huge, the kursi will groan under the weight, right? Then وَيُجَاءُ بِكُمْ, then You will be brought for your reckoning. Hufatan, barefooted. Uratan, naked. Ghuralan, uncircumcised. Right? فَيَكُونُ أَوَّلُ مَا يُكْسَى إِبْرَاهِيم. The first person that will be clothed, the first person that will be given clothes to wear will be Ibrahim alayhi salam. Right? يقول الله تعالى, Allah Ta'ala will say, أقصو خليلي, that give clothes to wear to my friend, my special bosom buddy. Even though you remember together in also Aqidat Tahawiyah, there was detailed explanation. What is a Khalil? Ne? So it basically means a very, very close friend. I also say like you get, the system is khilal, where you intertwine your fingers, means so close. So that means you are so close, like how the intertwining of the fingers, right? فيؤتى بريقتين بيضاوين. Two beautiful cloths will be brought من رياض الجنة, from the cloths of Jannah. Then Nabi Sallallahu says, ثم أقسى على إثره, I will be clothed immediately after him. ثم أقوم, then Nabi says, أيامين الله تعالى, I will stand on the right of Allah Ta'ala. يخبطني الأولون والآخرون. And then the from the people, awwalun, from the very beginning of creation, and the people till the end of creation. Ghabata yaghbitu means they will envy me. They will envy me for that position. Rawaw Darami, Imam Darami narrates this particular riwayat. So, before we look, there's a few things that we need to clarify in this hadith. But before we do that, the relevance of this hadith here is always quite obvious. Nabi Sallallahu will speak, Nabi Sallallahu will make shafa'at. He will make shafa'at kubra, which is for the intercession to begin. He will make shafa'at sughra, that is for the people that has been destined to the fire of Jahannam, to be saved from the fire of Jahannam, right? So that is the relevance of the hadith, right? So the first, right? First thing I want to explain you, remember, we the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we don't believe Allah Ta'ala is on the kursi or Allah Ta'ala is on the arsh. Why? Because we say Allah Ta'ala is free from space and time. We say created things. They are from whatever Allah Ta'ala created. Allah Ta'ala created everything that is created. Are from what we term as ayat mutashabihat, those verses which links or likens Allah Ta'ala to created thing. Now you remember correctly, there's two madhabs. One madhab is that you say whatever it is, we don't know what it is, we just believe in it. That is what we call a tafweed, right? The second thing is we give it an appropriate meaning, which does not liken Allah Ta'ala to a created thing. So you could say it means that Allah Ta'ala's qudrat will manifest itself. Allah Ta'ala will turn his attention to the kursi. Any meaning which doesn't like Allah Ta'ala to creation, right? Right, you got that. Then the other thing I told you is that here also, Al-Taya itu means something that groans and croaks under the weight. Like maybe you've got a heavy person on the saddle, that thing grows under the weight, right? So that shows you how great Allah Ta'ala is. So, right. Then I told you the kursi is as big as what is between the sky and the earth, right? So that the next thing is, uh, we done this already. Ufatan, the hadith say, "Kama tuhsharuna ufatan ghurlan," that you will be you will be absolutely naked, and if you lost any body parts, organs, etc. in your life, all of that will be returned to you. All of that will be restored to you, right? So that's okay. The next thing is, أول ما يكسى إبراهيم, the first person that will be clothed will be Ibrahim alayhi salam. Most of the things we touched on already, I'm just repeating. There's only one, two new things. We, the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we believe that Nabi Sallallahu was the most virtuous of all the Anbiya. There's no doubt about it. Yes, when you look at the hadith, you'll find certain places where there is virtue for a particular Nabi, which is not for Nabi Sallallahu. So the simple theorem is there is al-fadilatul juz'iyyu la yastalzimu al-fadilatul kulliyah. That being more virtuous in one particular thing doesn't mean that that person's virtues overall. So if Ibrahim alayhi salam will have the virtue of being clothed first, and from other hadith we learn the reason why he will be clothed first is because he's the first person who was clothed in the part of Allah Ta'ala when he was cast into the fire by Namrud, right? So having a juz'i fazilat, a fazilat relating to one particular thing does not mean completely fazilat in every, right? Uh, right. Then he says, I will stand on the right of Allah Ta'ala. Again, ayat mutashabiha, right? Allah Ta'ala doesn't have a position. It just means you will be given, like I told you, two explanations. One explanation, you say that with tafweed, we don't know what it means. Whatever it means, but we accept it. Second explanation, you give an appropriate explanation. So this is the approach for all verses which indicates or points towards Allah Ta'ala having place. We say it means you will be given a position of great honor, you will be given a position of loftiness on the day of Qiyamah, right? Ritatun, it refers to like a rita, a cloth, right? Okay, that covers everything. I think everything is clear. The reason next hadith. Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. شعبة قال رسول الله شعار المؤمنين يوم القيامة على الصراط ربي سلم سلم رواه الترمذي وقال هذا حديث غريب. لريتنا authority of Mughira ibn Shu'bah. He said the Rasul said sha'ar, the sign, or maybe in this context the sign or their words will be on the day of Qiyamah when they are on the day of Qiyamah when they are crossing the Sirat. Rabbi Salim Salim. O Allah Ta'ala, keep us safe. O Allah Ta'ala, have mercy upon us. رواه الترمذي وهذا قال هذا حديث غريب. So I told you that crossing the full sirat will be a very, very difficult thing. If your amal is good, is strong, then it will be easy to cross. And we just want to break for 1 minute. I just want to speak to the Akram. Allow us to cross the sirat with ease. And the way to, if you want to cross the sirat with ease, then you have to try to amass as much good deeds as possible, as much good as possible, and that will facilitate easy passage over the sirat, inshallah. Let's look at the next one. Is the connection right? Because somebody's saying that the connection is breaking. Just see if everything is right there. Everything all right? Okay, perfect. Okay, read the next hadith. رضي الله عنه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال شفاعة لأهل الكبائر من أمتي رواه الترمذي وأبو داود ورواه ابن ماجه عن جابر ورواه ابن ماجه. Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وعن أنس أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال شفاعتي لأهل الكبائر من أمتي. That narrator authority was Anas. He said, Nabi Sallam said, my intercession will be for the people of the big sins from my ummah. Imam Tirmidhi narrates, Abu Dawud narrates, Ibn Majah narrates this. Now, what the hadith is saying, just first, the hadith is saying that on Qiyam, Allah Ta'ala has given Nabi Sallallahu the ability to have an answered dua on Qiyamah Day. But what I done is I kept my dua for my ummah. I kept my dua for those of my ummah who committed sins like me and you so that I can save them from the fire of Jahannam. That's what the hadith is saying. That I've kept the special dua for the committers, the perpetrators of big sin. From this hadith, it looks like such a simple hadith, but you know, we discussed this hadith in length in our Aqidat Tahawiyah. How many different masail don't we learn from this? What we learn from this? That even if you commit a big sin, you know, the big sins, zina, consumption of alcohol, stealing, lying, shahadatul zur, qasful muhsinat, some of them. Despite that, if you've got iman in your heart, then you will, there is a possibility you will be forgiven, or through the shafa'at of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or the shafa'at. In fact, the next hadith is going to speak about that as well, that you can be forgiven and you can go to straight to Jannah. And as a worst case scenario, you will go to Jahannam, you will spend time in there, and even though you are burnt like a coil, eventually Allah protect us all, eventually a time will come where you will be removed. In other words, فَقَدِمْ تَحَشُوا فَقَدِمْ تُحِشُوا, you will be put into Nahrul Hayat, and you will be given Nahrul Hayat, that river in Jannah that gives life, that refreshes everything. Like how in English there's also a myth about the fountain of youth. People are looking for the fountain of youth so they can restore their youth because they don't want to die, or to live forever in this dunya. If we knew what the akhirat is compared to the dunya, we wouldn't be so haris al hayat. If we know that, ulama explain, they say, like, you know, the child, when he come out of the mother's womb, he cry, yeah, 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 he think I left the comfort of the womb. But when that child start tasting the Coca-Cola and the chocolates, and you tell child, you want to go back to your mother's womb after drinking Coke, and after you say, never, what must I go back and live on blood? So same thing. The day you taste the akhirat, you taste the luxuries of the akhirat, you'll never want to go back to the dunya. But what we want to live long, we want to stay as long as possible here. That's because we don't know what is in store and await for us there. Okay. So I told you simple hadith, but how many different masail it comes from this? Read the next one. You got fakhayyar. What you got there? Yeah, okay. Okay, فاخترت الشفاعة, right? Okay, interesting hadith here also. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أوف بن مالك قال رسول الله أتاني آت من عند ربي فخيرني بين أن يدخل أن يدخل أو أن يدخل فخير بين أن يدخل نصفي. Nothing on there. Okay, فخيرني أن يدخل نصف أمتي الجنة. Makes more sense. أن يدخل نصف أمتي وبين الشفاعة فاخترت الشفاعة لمن مات لا يشرك بالله. روى الترمذي وابن ماجه. Let's translate the hadith and look at what they say in the hadith first, and then we look at the explanation. The writer authority of Auf ibn Malik, he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that somebody came to me. In other words, a messenger from Allah Ta'ala came to me, right? Atani atayati atin min indi rabbi, from my Rabb. فخيرني. He gave me a choice. That look here, I guarantee that half of your ummah will go to Jannah. I guarantee you half your ummah will go to Jannah. Right? فخير يدخل. He will enter نصف أمتي الجنة, half of Jannah. وبين الشفاعة, and otherwise, you either can choose that half of your ummah must enter Jannah, or that you can intercede for them. Right? فاخترت الشفاعة. I chose intercession. Why I chose intercession? Because, yes, it's good that half of my ummah will enter Jannah, but what happens to the other half? It means if half is guaranteed Jannah, it means the other half is guaranteed Jannah. And that is not good enough for me. But Shafa'at, as long as I've chosen Shafa'at, there's still a hope that I can make Shafa'at for my entire ummah. And look at the previous day. Shafa'ati li ahli al-kabairi. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, through his infinite mercy for this ummah, he chose an option whereby rather than securing half of the ummah, he chose the option where he could get the entire ummah into Jannah. without going to Jahannam. That is the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. That's why he said, Shafa'ati li ahli al-kabair min ummati. Right? And then remember that previous hadith there, what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, that Allah Ta'ala, there's another hadith we passed, that Allah Ta'ala will make you happy with regards to your ummah. I don't remember the words. Allah Ta'ala will make you happy with regards to your ummah on the day of Qiyamah, right? So, فَاخْتَرَتُ الشَّفَاعَةَ, I chose shafaat. And وَهِيَ لِمَنْ مَاتَ لَا يُشْرِكُ بِاللَّهِ شَيْئًا. A shafaat is for every person who passes away in the condition that he does not make shirk. So, as long as you got the correct belief, you got that correct belief, you believe in the oneness of Allah Ta'ala, and you believe in Tawheed, then you got the hope of being legible and worthy for the Shafa'at. Right? Rawat Tirmidhi of Majah, Imam Tirmidhi and Ibn Majah narrates this. So, again, you can see the mercy of Allah Ta'ala, or rather the mercy of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He chose that which will be most beneficial for his ummah. Okay, read one more hadith, inshallah, then we'll switch over. Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. One Abdullah ibn Abil Jada'ah. Right. That is that Alif Mamduda must right. Right. The authority of Abdullah ibn Jada'ah سمعت رسول الله يقول يدخل الجنة بشفاعة رجل من أمتي أكثر من بني تميم. رواه الترمذي والدارمي وابن ماجه. Right. The authority of Abdullah ibn Jada'ah, he said, I heard Rasul saying that يدخل الجنة بشفاعة بالشفاعة sorry يدخل الجنة بالشفاعة رجل من أمتي أكثر من بني تميم. So أكثر من بني تميم is the file that more than the people of Bani Tamim, they will enter Jannah through the shafaat of one particular person. So remember, if you follow nicely, you'll see that according to a person's amal, according to a person's status, according to a person's qurb, to Allah Ta'ala. That is that will be his ability, his power to make intercession. So a closer a person to Allah Ta'ala, the more pious a person was, the more righteous a person was, the more power of shafa'at he will have. So see there, يدخل الجنة بالشفاعة رجل من أمتي أكثر. So in other words, أكثر من بني تميم يدخل الجنة بشفاء رجل من أمتي. So more than the tribe of Bani Tamim will enter into Jannah through the shafaat of one particular person. Right? I told you this before, that many a times in the hadith, um, you say from this place to that place to show masafat. You use the tribe, like you remember 15th of Shaban, Allah Ta'ala forgives more people than the fibers on the hair of the livestock of Banu Kalb, right? These are, in all of these things, tahdeer is not intended. A fixed amount is not intended. This was in the time of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. These were the ways of showing kathrat, or showing to show a lot. Like if you remember, we said Allah Ta'ala will take a whole handful of people that are from the scene from Jahannam and he will send it to Jannat. Doesn't say you think, oh, one handful, what is that? All these expressions is not for tahdeer, for takfir. So same thing here. A lot of people, multitudes of people, masses of people, fire of Jahannam purely because of the shafa'at of one person. And here in the kitab it mentions here, it says, some ulama says this refer to Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And other ulama say this here actually refers to Hazrat Uwais al-Qarni rahmatullahi alayhi. Allahumma rzuqna shafa'ata habibik Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, we'll stop there and we'll switch over now to the tafsir, inshallah.